What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't joined us before, welcome in. My name is Albert from the Hobby Gunsmith, and today we're going to be going over the Ballester Molina, which is a 1911 clone made by an Argentinian manufacturer. So let's dive into it, check out what's going on with this. This is actually one of my pistols I got back a while ago, and it's having some issues feeding. Now, the main feeding issue is it tends to get stuck on the feeding when the rounds are going up into the chamber. What I am suspecting is the rough chamber. I don't know if you guys can tell in there. This pistol is old, it's vintage, and it has a rough chamber and a rough ramp. So what I want to do is I want to blend it and I want to smooth it up to help the transition of the rounds go smooth into that chamber. So let's take it apart. First things first, we already got our magazine out. Pistol is unloaded. As you can tell, there's nothing in there. So we can actually field strip it and get a better view of our barrel and our chamber and our feed ramp. You can either strip this down by hand by depressing the barrel plunger, turning the nut, the barrel lug to one side, or you can use the little handy tool to make life easier. It looks like a bottle opener, but basically it just fits into that cutout on the barrel. You twist and then release. There we go. Bring out your spring plunger. Then we're gonna rotate our bushing the opposite way and slide back. Push out our slide stop, and then we just separate our frame from our slide. All right, barrel bushing, recoil spring guide rod. We have our link. Push that forward so we can slide it out of our slide. All right. So as you can tell, very old barrel. We got rough ramp on there, and the chamber is rough as well. So we're going to clean that up, blend it, and polish it. Same thing goes for our frame. Our ramp is pretty rough, dingy, old. I think once we polish this up and blend it, it should play well with the barrel. So that way there's a good transition for the rounds to actually go up the feed ramp smoothly into the chamber and hopefully fix our feeding issue. Get some acetone and a patch, and I'm going to clean all the surface areas where I am going to be working. So I want to blend in the feed ramp and throat on both the barrel and my frame. So I want to clean those two surfaces, that way I can actually see what I'm working with. So you can tell just from cleaning it, it actually got a lot better, smoother. But we're going to blend so that way both of these guys are a smooth transition one to the next. So that way when our rounds can actually glide up into the chamber as smooth as possible. As you can tell here, right now there's like a little step. There's a little transition there, so we want to eliminate that transition so it's smooth right in. All right, so I'm going to use my vise here, put my barrel into the vise, hold it in, and we're going to use our nice little handheld Dremel, like a 200 grit, and we're going to profile that feed ramp on the barrel to make it a little bit smoother, so that way when it meets up with the frame, it's a smoother transition. So we're going to use our Dremel and we're gonna take it slow. Main thing is a little goes a long way, so take it slow and don't overdo it. You can already tell it's a little smoother transition there, but I think we could improve on that a smidget. Now what I want to do is we're going to polish it. So before we polish, I'm going to go ahead and clean our surfaces again using some acetone and a patch just to take off any debris from our sanding. Same thing on our barrel, take out any debris. And now we want to polish it to a nice mirror finish, so that way everything is as smooth as possible. We got the 555 Polish Ray from Brownells. Highly recommend. Is a great polishing compound. Been using it for years. Never let me down. Smooth and polished. I don't know if you guys can pick that up on the video. I've been blocking that video the whole time with the polish, but that is smooth and polished on the frame. And now we're gonna do the barrel, so that way they are both polished once we're done, and that should hopefully fix our feeding issue from it getting stuck on the way up on the ramp. We will dry cycle these with some dummy rounds, make sure that it is feeding properly and ejects properly. So after polishing your barrel, you're gonna get some residue in there. So I just like getting a little bit of hoppies, running some patches through the barrel just to get any of that residue from the polishing out, just in case. Doesn't take much, just a little bit wet one and then a dry one through it. Be able to get everything out. Clean enough so we can reassemble and make sure that there's nothing in the bore. I don't know if you can pick that up through the camera, but now we got to clean gun back together, get our slide, barrel, guide rod, barrel bushing, gonna go in our recoil spring, our slide. This is a replica 1911. It is a copy of an original 1911, meaning sometimes they get very finicky to reassemble. Thank you, Argentina, for making a shitty copy of a 1911. Get that guy in. We're gonna put our plunger, get our little snazzy beer opener tool. And our dummies worked. All right, guys, so we have tested our firearm, our 1911, Argentinian 1911, seems to be fixed. Now it's cycling smoothly. Rounds are feeding as they should. So just a little blend and a polish took care of that issue. It's a very common thing on these older guns, especially when you replace these barrels. They don't match up as they should from the factory because they didn't originally belong to that pistol when it was built. But with a little bit of smoothing out and tuning it, you can get it to run just like it was intended to from the factory. So if you guys like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't done so, hit the subscribe button. As always, I'll leave links down below in the video description for all the tools and equipment that we use in these videos. And until next time, thank you for watching. Peace.